So once again, welcome everyone. My name is Goga. I'm a content creator based in Kenya. I'm the host and curator in chief of the Sunday Service Live. The Sunday Service Live is usually a show where that is weekly, where I normally co-host content creators from around the world. It doesn't matter where they're from. It doesn't matter how big or small their channel is. We usually believe in the Sunday service being a place of inspiration where we can get to learn from each other. And the Sunday service has grown to be a platform where we pick ideas, and it's a collaboration space where we pick ideas and we get to borrow ideas even from places across the world that we never imagined possible. So that's why you are at the Sunday service. Today I am blessed and honored to host my brother Stashkash. I'm definitely hosting Stashkash, but he's able to do what you call multi-streaming. So multi-streaming is what happens when I can be doing a live stream, but the co-host can also be doing a live stream on his channel. That's why I'm able to chase people from Tribe Goga to go and support him on his channel. It's a beautiful platform also to just make sure that the co-host is enjoying himself and is also enjoying this moment being at the Sunday service. So the gentleman you're about to just hear from, today we are going to turn up the volume and dive into the raw and filtered side of podcasts with a creator who is never afraid to shake the table and ruffle the feathers. I have watched his content, and if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. He's based in the United States, and he's not only a fearless podcaster, but he's also a talented rapper. He will tell us about that, whose words hit hard, whether over a beat or behind the mic. He's the voice behind the show that is more than just talk. Welcome to the vibes, yeah? That's the name of the show. It's a movement. From heated cultural debates and comedy-laced truths to no-holds-barred call-ins and clever commentary, Stashkash has built a digital space where controversy isn't avoided; it's embraced. I like how he's never shy to go into those topics that people are scared of. His podcast keeps delivering weekly doses of realness, layered with sharp insights and a vibe that keeps audiences coming back for more. I keep saying that this channel is growing. He just celebrated 1,000 subscribers, but that is a 1,000 subscriber channel. That is a 100,000 subscriber channel. Watch this space. If it's not there by, I don't know, I'm not going to give it a time. I'm going to leave it to the universe, but that is a 100K channel that you guys are on right now. Watch this space. And when it comes to technology, it's not just talk. His studio setup, you can all see the studio setup behind him. It's the stuff content creators dream of. I literally walked into his live stream the first time. I was like, I want this studio. I love that studio. I want everything about that studio. So whether you're here to learn or maybe just build your own killer podcast, maybe you've been working on your podcast setup or your studio, or maybe just to enjoy some few jaw-dropping moments, then you're in for a ride. You made a great choice to choose the Sunday service, and the tribe is, is very honored to have you here. So join me in welcoming Stashkash, a bold voice, not just in music, but also a fire starter in a conversation, and also master of the microphone. And you'll see that anytime he's live and doing his live streams, he's a master at his craft. So please drop for me those nice green hearts on the live stream as we welcome him. And Stashkash, I may not have done it justice, but please introduce yourself to the community in the best way you know how. And welcome to the Sunday service.
I'm not gonna lie, that was the best introduction I ever had on here, ever. Shout outs to you, Goga. Thank you for that. That was beautiful. For those who don't know, I go by the name of Stash Cash. I'm a rapper, content creator. I just started my YouTube journey officially about I say a little over 3 months ago, but I started fresh 3 months ago, and I just been taking it day by day ever since. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, welcome. Well, I'm so used to usually saying welcome to the vibe. This is your show. I'm just happy to be here, Goga. Thank you for having me.
You're most welcome. And yeah, welcome to the vibe, everyone. Welcome to the vibe, everyone. Be okay, Media Life. Nice to see you. Thanks so much, everyone, for dropping the hearts. I see the green hearts are popping in. The green hearts are popping in nicely. Thank you so much, guys, for those green hearts. I love it. I love it. I love it. Black FN fathers, welcome. I think I'd not said hi to you. Welcome each and everyone who is landing in on the live stream. Drop those nice green hearts and Just make sure that Stash feels very warm at the Sunday service. Make sure Stash feels very warm at the Sunday service. You're already getting some compliments here, Stash. Be okay, my sister. Be okay is going to be the Sunday service guest next week, by the way. And Be okay saying Stash knows what he's doing. Period. This is not even like it's not even a conversation. It's not even a conversation. It's not even a conversation. So I like that. 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 So thank you so much, everyone, for just joining in and also supporting Stash. Oh, so Stash, maybe to the people who don't know you, I know for most people from Tribe Goga, they are probably seeing you for this first time. JD and I probably know you very well because we met through that particular space. To the people who don't know you and they're like watching you right now, where are you from? Where are you based? Have you always like been based in the States, or you moved there at some point? Just to get an idea.
Well, I'm from the United States. I live in New York. Born and raised Harlem my whole life, and I'm the culture. You feel me? I'm from a place where the culture is rich. Not rich as far as with money. I'm just saying like cultural, like Black excellence. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like it's just embedded in me. It's,
I
it's
like I
nothing
like
much to say.
I like how you have to, I like how you do, I like how you have to qualify not rich in terms of money, but the channel name is literally Stash Cash. I was about to ask, where is the cash?
My name is Stash Cash, not Give Cash. Listen, I'm trying to save it here. You know what I'm saying? It's a reason why I'm trying to save the money. I'm just saying.
Oh my goodness. Why Stash Cash? Like of all the other names you could have picked, where did the name Stash Cash like originate from? What inspired it? Because I like how people on YouTube, we normally have very interesting names that are not our government names. Why
Right.
Stash Cash, and what inspired the name Stash Cash?
I actually got my name when I was like really younger. Back when I was in elementary school, we used to basically before we go to school, we used to go stop at the store, get our little snacks or whatever the case may be is. And I used to always have a couple dollars in my pocket. And one of my friends used to always be like, "Yo, bro, like, let me get some chips and all that." I'm like, "Yo, bro, like, your parents ain't give you no money, like this my money." Like, and then he'd be like, "Yo, you acting mad cheap." You feel me? Like, I'm gonna call you Stash Cash or whatever the case may be. It's like it started out to be like a little joke, but I
Yeah,
wound up running with it throughout my life. You know what I'm saying? It just like after a while, people just it started with like, you stingy. You feel what I'm saying? It then turned
yeah.
into like, yo, Stash Cash. And then from that Stash, and it took on a life of its own. I became a rapper after that, and I just kept it my name, and yeah, I stuck with it. I
I
stuck
love
with
it.
it.
Creativity comes from the most interesting and the unique places, and it's just nice, like hearing that particular story. Guys, if you have any question, I know there are people watching from New York. I know there are people watching from England. I know there are people watching from Belgium, Europe. We have Dagmar from Europe. I know Maria is also watching from the States. I know there's South Africa in the building. In case you have any question you want to drop on the chat, I know Anastasia is here in Pika. I know the real diva. Welcome, the real diva. I've seen this name as well. Welcome, the real diva. Thanks so much for popping in. If you have any particular question you want to ask, Stash, I almost said Rich. If you have any question you want to ask Stash, feel free to drop it on the live stream, and then I'll be able to answer. Stash, let me give you a few moments to say hi to some people. There are people excited to see you on the screen. I see Stardust Dreamer there. Stardust is like saying, "I hope I didn't get in at the end." No, we just began. We just began. We
Just
just began.
begun.
Yeah, you just began. We just began. We just began. We just began. We just began.
Yes.
And yes,
Shout outs to Stardust. She just because Stardust usually pulls up to the live streams a little bit late, so she made it early today. Congratulations, Stardust. You are on time today. Shout outs to the real diva. Yes, thank you for being here. Trisha Nicole, thank you for being here. Yeah, it's a lot of people in here. Black effing fathers. Shout out to my brother Black effing fathers. Big boss Lady T. Hello, hello. I think B3 in the building. My man Richie said B3 is in the building. Yeah, shout
yeah,
outs to
B3.
everybody that's here. Like, shout outs to everybody. I appreciate everybody tuning in. You know what I'm saying?
Thank
I
you.
hope
Thank you.
all my mods is being welcoming, and connecting,
Appreciate
Yeah.
that. Appreciate that. And I love how everybody is supportive, and thank you so much, guys. That is how we grow as a community. That is how we grow as a community. And if you're watching from my community and you're wondering, where is everybody? Why is Goga saying hi to people that I'm not seeing them here? They're all on Stash Cash side of the stream. So I've told people to jump and get out of my stream and go and watch the stream from his side so that we can give him support in terms of his WH, because those are not easy, y'all. Those are not easy to get. Those are not easy to get. Those are not easy to get at all. Tash, growing up in the States, growing up in the States and just also alive to the sensitivities of, you're a content creator, you're an active, you're a content creator, you are an artist in a way. But also we are also alive to the fact that, it's the States. The States has it totally has different demographics. I wouldn't even compare it to Kenya. What was that experience like, just growing up in the States? What is like your most favorite part of growing up in the States? A childhood memory, probably, and maybe even an experience. It could have been a hobby. It could have been something that, that you missed from your childhood. Just trying to get back into that.
We definitely, I feel like today we definitely living in a different world where it's we in a social media era, I say, where it was different from when I was growing up, where we used to actually go outside. So now, growing up in the States, going outside was like everything, like hanging around different group of kids, and just once again, how big I am on community, just building those relationships as kids. And actually, like, I'm at the age where I'm like, I can say, like, the friends that I grew up with that's also adults, I have stories basically that I can say, like, I remember when we was younger, and remember when the ice cream truck used to come outside and we used to chase the ice cream truck, and we used to play like little games outside, where today I feel like it's a little bit different. But growing up in the States is just it's dope. It's different energy. It's a lot of creative people that do a lot of different things. Sports, music, content creation, just the once you step outside, you are bound to just get into something. You feel me? Like, you can't go outside and not be inspired. You feel me? I feel like from where I'm from, because there's so many different outlets, so many different people that do different things. And I could go on and on for days about the different things people do. But that's the thing about, I feel like, living here in the States. It's like, it's never a dull moment. It's never a dull moment. And that's one thing that I appreciate, about living here,
Good
So,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I was trying to, like, I think I think I lost you there for a bit on the microphone, but I think the voice came back.
Oh, my
Just trying
bad.
to,
My bad.
yeah, just trying to confirm that it's not on my end. And yes, and thank you so much, guys. I like the hearts you're dropping. I like the conversation. Red's room is in the building. Welcome,
Shout out
Red.
to
Nice
Red
to see you.
Room.
Yeah, Kevnish, it's amazing. Nice to see you. Thanks so much for popping in. And yes, guys, make sure you give us the thumbs up. Give us the necessary thumbs up. It's very important. That thumbs up is very important. Anytime you see a live streamer, always give them that particular thumbs up, and it goes a long way in terms of supporting supporting the stream, in terms not just of like YouTube recommendations, but also it makes like the watch hours count, because those are like real viewers who are watching the live stream. So it goes a very long way. So make sure you give us that thumbs up. Don't go away with your thumbs up. Think of it as your offering at the Sunday service today. So make sure you give us your offering for the Sunday service. And it's kind of Father's Day, so you really have no choice but to give us a thumbs up. Okay. It's kind of Father's Day, and we are, there are two fathers on the screen, and it's important. It's important. It's important. It's important. Ifeanyi Sikul, welcome. Ifeanyi, nice to see you. Thanks so much for popping in. Nice to see you, Ifeanyi. I hope Germany is amazing. Stash, just getting into the conversation, we wanted to have, like, you have, one of the things, when I was preparing for the stream, rapping. Let's talk about that. Yeah. So you're a rapper. How, like, what got you into that particular space? Because rapping, of course, already now brings us into the space of music.
Right.
How do you find yourself in that space of rapping, as also a way of artistic expression?
That's basically what it is, artistic expression. I'm in a space of, like, I'm not no longer pursuing it as a career. It was a time when I was pursuing it as a career, but I moved on from that. I still write. I still periodically go to the studio and create new music. Can you hear me? You can hear me perfectly fine. I'm not breaking up anything, right?
I can hear you good now.
Yeah. So I'm not I'm still writing. I'm still going to the studio. Music is something that I feel like is gonna always be a part of what it is I love to do. That's like my
Mm,
first love. So it's
mm,
times where, for example, if I'm not sitting on this computer and trying to figure out different ways to be creative as a content creator, best believe I'm somewhere, writing a verse or writing a song and, just expressing, my feelings. And I feel like a lot of times, even as a man, us men don't really like to speak out and have conversations with people. We tend to keep a lot of things to ourselves. So
mm,
with that being said, I feel like music is, at least for me, a perfect outlet, a perfect way for me to express how I feel, get a lot of things off my chest. When I was younger, I remember this was elementary. Everything for me really started really young for me. Like when I was in elementary school, we had to do this writing assignment, and my teacher would tell us to, like, basically read this poem and explain to us what is it, how does it make you feel, and when you explain to us how does it make you feel, we want you to create your own, you feel me, create your own poem. And at the time I was like, this is whack, you feel me, like I don't want to write no, you know what I mean, I'm like, this is so trash. But then as I started writing, I noticed myself, I was finding like it intriguing the way I could make things rhyme. So as I'm making things rhyme, I'm expressing the way I feel, but through rhyming. And then that alone was like a whole new fun thing for me. So I definitely look at music as a form of poetry because I feel like that's where it started for me. So
mm.
yeah, as far as with music, like that's gonna always be something that's a part of me. As much as I may say I'm not tuned into it right now, or I'm not, that's not my main focus. It's something that I don't ever feel like I'm gonna give up on because it definitely helps me in ways where, you know, a lot of things, don't. You feel me? I'm able to express myself.
Okay, cool.
I hope I
I
wasn't.
don't know.
I be feeling like I be talking too much. I hope I ain't talking too.
No, no, no. It's good. Actually, you just you just setting the stage. I'm looking at the charts and people are listening in. So just trying to get build at least build that momentum towards our conversation, just for people to
Okay.
get. How many of you on the chat even knew that Stash was a Stash was a rapper, or you just met him on his podcast and you're like, wait, what? You rap? Like you used to like express yourself through music? Drop it down in the chat so that we can be able to know. Okay, people, I see people raising their hands. Okay, okay, good to know, 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 good to know. BOK says doing it big, and then Stardust says that's really cool, Stash. That's really cool, Stash. B3 says I never knew. Okay, I never knew. I never knew. Exactly. And that is amazing. That is the beauty about content creation. BOK says, I just found out about the rapper part. You
Right.
see why the Sunday service is important. You get to appreciate other artistic strengths people have. Anthony Holmes, of course, Anthony Holmes, you knew.
Of course.
Anthony Holmes, you're like a music producer. You would have known. 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 Okay. He's an amazing rapper. That is from Trisha Nicole. So you guys, so Stash, you can clearly tell they're listening. That's a good way of just also just getting the pass that they're not bored. They're actually appreciating. They're appreciating. And then Extreme says, I appreciate you opening yourself to the community. It's very kind and inspiring. I appreciate that as well. And XFJ, thank you so much for that, because I know you are here as well a couple of weeks back, and it was quite an experience. Um, Tash, moving away from just music a bit. I'm just trying to like find, I'm trying to find that great um talent of blending your identity as a rapper and then how you transition into conversations. You have the most amazing podcasts, like
Thank you.
shows. Let me call them shows. Welcome to the vibes. That is like I keep telling you that you're a 100K plus channel for a reason. You know how to create conversations. You know how to have conversations. You know how to like make people open up when they're like on your set and things like that. What made you decide to like make that transition from like using your voice, not just for music, but also just for having conversations? Because you do have an amazing voice for conversations. You sound
Thank
like
you.
radio. You
Thank
do
you.
sound like, yeah.
I get that all the time. That's mad funny. Um, so basically I came to the conclusion where, I just wanted to do more. I didn't want to box myself in and just be
Mm,
known as a rapper. That's why, like, when I first created my YouTube channel, I
mm,
made it my duty to not put the the rapper aspect of me as at the forefront. I wanted people to get to know me as the person. You know what I'm saying? And then if music happened to, fall over and people find out, it's like I wanted that to be secondary. But I just wanted to grow. I just wanted to elevate and do a little bit more. The things that I was coming across, I felt like I actually wanted to have a conversation about,
Mm.
and I felt like it'd be better to have a conversation about with different people instead of putting it, on a record and just basically it'd be more meaningful if I have a conversation and get other people, other people, what you call it, other people ideas in real time. So when I'm
Nice.
coming up with these ideas and I'm coming up with these segments and I'm coming across these, you know, topics, I wanted to be like, yo, you know what? I want to put my input, but I also want to know what other people feel, how other people feel, and we can have a conversation and see what is it we can do to at least come to a common ground. You feel me? Come to a
Mm.
common ground, get an understanding, you know, of how both parties feel, because a lot of times I feel like, I'm not going to get too much into it, but I feel like things be really one-sided, so just me being a man, I just felt like, certain conversations that I wanted to have with people and just, hopefully we come to a common ground and understand, where we both come from on both sides. And I felt like that was something that I couldn't do necessarily with music, so yeah.
Yeah, that's deep. That's deep, and it's coming hot on the heels of a question that some Masha just asked on the live stream. So Masha was asking, other than rap genre, which other genre is heart's passion to do? You've had a passion to do, in spite the difference in all the genres musically, where everyone is testing the waters so as to explore their skills. I think just to make sure that we answer that curious question, because I do know the artist, it always stays in you.
Right. So she's basically asking, like, besides like hip hop, what else is it that I'm interested in?
Yes, just highlighted
Um
it to you.
yeah, so I'm interested in R&B, pop. Um Occasionally I could do like rock depending on the setting of where I'm at, and
Nice.
and also occasionally jazz as well, like depending on where I'm at as well. You know what I mean? So yeah.
I love jazz. I love jazz. I've had you play music on your live stream before, so and I had you sing along. I even found you sing along one morning, and I was like, the man loves his music. The man loves his
Right.
music.
I love
Yeah.
R&B. That's a fact.
The man loves his music. Welcome, Priscilla, Caribbean girl. Tony, nice to see you. Robon, Courage, nice to see you. Carlos, thanks so much for popping in. Appreciate each and every one of you coming in. Signature, all the way from the UK. Thanks so much for popping in. If you're wondering where everybody is, we are multi-streaming, so most of the people in the tribe are on Stash Cash side, so you can jump over the other side just to give him that bit of support. And thank you for everybody who has connected to Stash. I appreciate that support, and stay there, stay there, stay there, stay there, stay there, and keep supporting. Red Zoom is excited over that music answer that you just gave. Is like, yes, keeping an open mind. I
Yes.
like it. I like it. I like it. Extreme Fitness is asking, Stash, I'm a new content creator. What do you recommend for growing my channel? My page is all about fitness and well-being. I'm looking to grow an audience, and that's a great place to start, because you started your channel. Let me say you restarted. You had to give yourself a restart.
Right.
Your channel. And I remember the first time, I think JD told me, because it was a vertical live stream, so verticals, you can't click on people's names directly, unless you're like a moderator, so you couldn't click on links. I think somebody dropped your link and I'm like, I can't click on this link, so just tell me the name. So I went and searched, and then I'm like, but the channel is already like, why are you saying that it's less than 100 subscribers? So I was busy having that conversation. I'm like, why are you saying that he's growing, because his channel has like over 1,000? So he's like, no, not that channel, not that channel. He's not that channel. He's growing a new channel. And I remember I met you when you are less than 100 subscribers.
Right.
Yeah. So these are great maybe place to like answer extreme fitness junkies in terms of restart. And why did you have to restart and open a new channel? And you are so excited about this channel, the way it is growing. You don't even talk about the older channel for some reason.
Mm.
Maybe that can be a great place to just answer that question.
Um Yeah, so basically on my old channel, I just felt like I was doing a lot of testing the water. I really didn't understand YouTube at that point. I just thought that if you post videos that people would just, you know, come to your channel and like it and subscribe and you would get all this engagement and things like that. And boy was I in for a rude awakening. You feel me? I would create these videos, I would post these videos, and yes, I even though I had over 1,000 subscribers, it still wasn't no engagement. So
Mm,
I had came to the conclusion where I really had to have a conversation with myself, like, okay, what is going on here? You feel me? Like, why is it that I have all these subscribers, but I don't have no engagement? So I
mm,
was it was actually one person, like literally one person that was subscribed to this channel that was constantly engaging. So shout outs to Kiss from Jay. You feel me? If you have the time, make sure y'all go tap in with Kiss from Jay. She was
yeah,
the first person and the only person on that channel that was like, every time I post, like she would be the only one under there. And I appreciated it, but I'm like, yo, what the hell? Like, why is she the only person that's commenting? So I
yeah,
happened to go to her channel one day and I'm going through her comments and I'm seeing the engagement she has. And this is one thing I want to tell content creators as well, like the up and coming content creators. Don't be afraid to one, ask for help. You feel me?
mm,
And don't be um don't take heat to criticism. It's two things that I love. I love, when people actually help. Like if I reach out to somebody and they help me, I love that, but I also appreciate when people give me the criticism is just as much. So if somebody tell me I'm doing something wrong or something ain't right, I love that just as much as, the people that's helping me as well. So I to go back to what I was saying, like I'm looking through her content and I'm looking through her comments and I'm not gonna lie, I asked her, I said, what is it like? How do you get all of these like all this engagement? Like a person like,
mm,
and it's crazy because me and her, we practically had the same subscribers. You feel what I'm saying? I think I actually passed her on my old channel. You feel me? But she was still growing, like, and she had all this engagement. So I'm asking, I said, like, how is it you get all this engagement? And then she told me, she was like, you got to be outside in these YouTube streets. So I'm like, at that point, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, YouTube's got a street? Like, what do you mean? You feel what I'm saying? Like, I didn't understand what is it she talking, like, what is it she was talking about? She said, you got to go into the chats, you got to go into the comments and all that and all them type of things. And I'm like, all right, cool. You feel what I'm saying? And she also was like, when you go into these comments, you have to support and you have to connect with the people. You know what I'm saying? At that moment, I didn't understand what she was saying, but I listened. You feel me? I listened. I went into, I forgot who chat room I was in first. I forgot it. I've been in so many chat rooms since, but I
yeah,
remember just going into a chat room and it was a lot of people in there. And at this point, I'm just connecting with everybody. I think Jay was the first person to give me a blue wrench. And I was just connecting, like, hey, what's going on? I'm from Kiss from Jay page, subscribe or whatever. And I'm just at this point connecting and networking with everybody. And it got to a point where I'm doing that so often that now when I'm going into other people chat rooms, I'm seeing the same faces. It's like when you go outside and you meet new people, and then you that person when you go to other places and people know who you are and you seeing the same people, and it's like, oh, okay, you feel what I'm saying? It made me feel like I was doing something wrong. So
mm,
just to double back and answer that question, like, you have to go outside. And when I say outside, you have to go and comment under these people's videos. You have to go into the chat room. You have to network. You have to build relationships. You know what I'm saying? I know it may sound like I'm saying a lot, but it's really not a lot. You just got to do it. Once you get into the groove of doing it, I feel like you would be great as far as with, growing your channel, you know?
I like that, and you're getting some amazing compliments. I like the amazing compliments that are coming through on the chat.
Right.
Let me just highlight some for you so that at least you don't feel like you're speaking into a void. Corey's World, welcome, Corey's World. Thanks so much for coming in. Corey's, I know you're wondering who is this. My name is Goga, so I'm having the amazing Stash Cash there on the stream, and we're just having a conversation. He was asked a very interesting question by Extreme Fitness Junkie. And Extreme Fitness Junkies is saying, oh my goodness, the work is real. The work is real. 100% the work is real. And Stardust is saying, Stash, you did the real work. Absolutely.
Yes.
Red Room says, Stash Cash is a real one. And then, let me see, there's a nice comment I saw up there that I wanted to highlight. It was great. I think it was by, let me see, hold on. Reds leave my heart alone. Why are people asking for my guys? You can't be asking when people are looking this good on the Sunday service, you can't be asking them for their outfits. Red, look for me after the stream. Don't mess up my fashion sense, Red. Look for me after the stream. Faith Marie Unscripted, welcome, Faith. Nice to see you. Thanks so much for coming in. Yeah,
it's crazy because I got Faith on the TV right now too. Shout outs to you, Faith.
Oh yeah, no, that's Faith on your screen.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's Faith on the screen.
Okay, cool. I like what you said about somebody told you needed to put in some work, you needed to network, you needed to go to the streets, and I like how you are asking what streets.
Yeah, like what the hell are you talking about? Right.
Yeah, what streets? And you also raised some very nice points there in terms of you can start. I was discussing. I usually have an academy on Wednesdays. I was discussing at the academy dead subscribers, and people are very stressed over that topic this past Wednesday. That yes, we can be having a channel that has a lot of numbers, like it has a lot of numbers, but it is essentially dead because yes, it looks good on paper, but there's no like you drop a video, you can't even get 10 views. Yet it shows that you have like 10,000 subscribers. So I like how you had to make that decision, courtesy of Jay. My question in this case will be, it wasn't an easy decision. Moving away from a channel that is already at 1,000 subscribers to start from scratch 3 months ago. What was going through your mind? Like, was there like some heaviness? Did you even grieve that process? And it must also have been like quite a roller coaster, just trying to learn and appreciate, this networking, connecting, getting to know people, getting outside your community, getting outside your comfort zone, people you don't like hang around with. What was that experience like? Just like abandoning and starting afresh?
For a brief second, it was like a punch in the gut. Like it's like, damn, you feel me? Like I really got to start over. And it wasn't necessarily because of the subscribers itself. It was because I felt like all the work that I put in, like I had over like 100 videos on that channel. You know what I'm saying? So it was more of like the work that I had put in. And then when I thought about it, I'm like, yo, you know what? What's the point? You feel me? Like I'm not really getting no engagement anyway. So I might as well just start over. Like, and for a quick second, I thought about scrapping it. I'm like, you know what? This ain't working for me. You feel me? Like I might as well just figure something else out, but the thing that kept me was the investment. Like I've spent, so much money on, lighting, equipment, cameras, computer. So I'm like, I can't let the money that I spent just go to waste and just say F it. So I just figured out, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just start fresh. You know what I'm saying? And when I start fresh, I'm gonna just make it, my business to build this channel differently. Like this channel is gonna, represent, community, is gonna represent networking. I want people to not only like, my thing is like when I create like content, I always think about the people. Like even though it's my channel, even though it's, Stash Cash, I always think about my community first. And I'm like, all right, once I start creating, what is it, the people is gonna gain from this? You feel me? A lot of cases, and I could tell you now, like I be all over the place. A lot of times I get people mad on my channel from maybe certain topics that I talk about. They may be like, Stash, I don't know. You feel me? A lot of times I may got people feeling like I got people laughing because I also be joking around and stuff a lot. And then there's also times where I have my people just we having fun. Like whether, if you come to the Welcome to the Vibe live stream, you see that's about us having fun. It's not necessarily about no gender war, no female versus man, and none of that. It's like, we speak on it, but it's about us having fun. You know what I'm saying? So I say all that to say, a lot of times when I create, I always think, what is it the people that's watching is gonna gain from it? And I'm okay with understanding that a lot of times people not gonna like the things I say or like the things that I post or talk about, but it gives it gives a reaction, it gives an emotion, it gives something where I feel like, yo, you know what, I'm happy because I know, what I mean, I didn't waste their time. And even if they came here for 1 second, you feel me, they got something from it. Even if you go into the chat, like I'm big on community, you feel what I'm saying? So if I'm just doing a regular live stream and it's no topic, or I'm just like regularly hitting the record button, that's the time where I tell my people, okay, listen, like I need y'all to connect. We all here to grow, become better. Make sure y'all connect with each other. And I use this analogy as my chat, my channel is my house. We all use that analogy as the channel
Yes, the
being the
house.
house. You feel me? The chat, everybody that got blue wrenches in my chat is my family. You feel what I'm saying? I don't call the blue wrenches or blue jackets. I call it the key. You feel me? So if I give you the key to my house, I'm giving you access to my family. You feel what I'm saying? My family is in my house. You feel me? This is what that's time. Even when I'm going regular lot, that's the time when I want everybody to connect, meet each other, and understand like why we here, and that's to grow. You know what I'm saying? So it's just always a reason for everything I do when it comes to, you know, the content creating thing that I'm currently here on YouTube doing.
I love that. Redzoom is saying, Stash, the background is straight. So then puts in all these fire emojis. And then Extreme says, I love this. So many great ideas, Stash.
Thank you,
There's
thank
some
you.
very nice comments coming through on the chat that I want to just highlight. Tribe says, it takes a strong mind to take such a decision. And I'm glad looking back, Stash, I'm sure you're very proud that you did it, right?
Absolutely,
Just
100%.
absolutely. And then I like this comment. This is a very powerful comment, and I'm sure you're going to give a comment on this. The community is the channel, not us. Man, that's powerful. That's it. That's it. That's it. Snap your fingers, guys. The community is the channel. The community is the channel, not us. But your take on this? I agree.
I
Because
agree. I
I agree
agree.
because it's the community that actually makes us who we are as content creators. But somewhere along the line, sometimes most of us normally we end up losing that fact, and then problems begin. And I think you captured this very nicely by saying you started a channel and you drop videos hoping for magic that people will come and watch. But if the community is not there, you will just have a channel with numbers and nobody's even interacting with the content. So
Right.
I like this. I like this comment. And then there was, I think, a comment there by Marsha T saying, exactly. Always ask for help. Closed mouth don't get closed mouth don't get fed.
That's a fact.
Closed mouth. Yeah, I like that
That's a
saying.
fact.
Closed mouths don't get fed. I like that. Many are willing to assist in acts of service, showing love and kindness to each other. It's a connection to learn, grow, advise, share, and love. I like that. I like that. I like that. Always asking for help. And
Yes.
for me, I like how you just took that chance and you asked, why is my channel not doing this? Why is my channel not getting to where it needs to get to? Um, Speaking of your community and speaking of the content you decided to create, you do run very. And I remember I told you I like to think sometimes some of your topics are very controversial.
Mhm.
But it takes it takes a certain level of mastery to also be able to like curate those conversations, and they go on very well because I've seen those live streams get a lot of engagement.
Right.
In your channel, and maybe when you are welcome to the vibes, when you're curating like your shows and episodes, how do you decide what topics are worth going deep on, especially if they're going to ruffle some feathers?
Mhm.
Because I know there are those ones that are easy vibes, inshallah, we're just having a great time. But I know there are those ones that will be like, hey, Stash, I disagree. With
Right.
due respect, there's
Mhm.
disrespect that's about to follow after that statement. Yeah,
Right.
so how do you like decide these topics just in terms of your creative direction at Welcome to the Vibe?
First and foremost, like I trust my community enough to understand that they know me as a person. They know that one, I'm not gonna say or do anything to purposely make them feel any type of way. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? So this is the importance of like just knowing your community and understanding, like, listen, like everything that I may say, you know what I mean, you may not like. Everything that I may talk about, you may not agree with. You feel me? But that's what opens up the conversation. You know what I mean? Of course, there's certain ways you can go about saying it and things like that. But I always tell people, like, if I'm talking about, hypothetically speaking, if I'm like talking about a gender war situation, I always let them know, just a disclaimer, not all women, but there is certain women out there. You feel me? Just to make it clear, like, don't take it personal. I'm not talking about you guys. You feel what I'm saying? I'm just talking
mm,
about these type of people. And then also, my community know me. Like, we talk every day. You feel me? They know we could pretty, and myself included, I could differentiate the scumbags from the good people. You feel what I'm saying? And I feel like my community overall understands that. They know that I'm a good guy, and I don't necessarily, say anything to make anybody feel no type of way. So that's
mm,
that. But as far as with coming up with these concepts and coming up with uh these segments, I go outside. You feel me? It's back to like going outside. And when I say go outside, I tap in with, you know, different content creators. Shout outs to my man Supreme View that's just pulled up in the building.
yes,
A lot of
I like
times,
I, I like that.
yeah,
Yeah, I was seeing him ask, "Is this alive? Is this a live live?"
yeah, this is live. Yeah, we live, bro. We live, bro. We live in effect. It's going on right now. Nah, but a lot of things, I watch Supreme do, and I tell him like off rip, like, I am taking that idea. And he'd be like, man, quit taking my ideas, man. And I'd be like, excuse my French, F you. I'm taking this idea. I like it, and I'm going to talk about it one of these days. But it's certain things like that where, I get inspired by other content creators. And, a lot of times, even when I'm on social media, I see things and I save it. You feel me? If I know my show is on Saturday at 8 o'clock, and you feel me, I find something that's probably on a Monday, I just save it into my phone. And, when it's time to put the treatment together and everything, I put it all together and we talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I go about creating those segments and deciding what it is I want to talk about.
Okay, cool. Guys, thanks so much for your engagement. I really appreciate the questions you guys are asking. I like the comments that are coming through. RDT is asking me. Okay, so RDT is taking attention from Stash for a bit.
Mhm.
Goga, okay, I guess that's a good point for Stash to get a glass of water or something. I will answer you this so that you don't forget. Goga, I have a question for you, brother. What motivated and inspired you to be a content creator? What do you hope your viewers will gain, benefit from, and take away from your content? Man, I love that. You're putting me on the spot. Ooh. Anyway, I love it. For me, I think I became a content creator around the COVID time because we were just idle sitting at home. We did not know what to do. I'm a yoga instructor, trained and certified. So for me, I started my channel as a yoga channel for the exercises and things like that. But over time, it transitioned, it evolved because people kept on asking me questions and things, and then I was, I found myself doing a lot of troubleshooting. I do enjoy teaching, to be honest. So in no time, I think my channel became like a teaching channel. So I used to like teach, and then we got an academy. So nowadays, I use my space just to teach and also like uplift people in the community. Other than teaching, I also like seeing content creators who are watching my content. I like seeing them grow. So I like thinking of ideas that can help them grow. I will go do the research. I will come and do the teaching. If they learn from it and they become better people, my task on YouTube is achieved. It has been working very well so far. 5 years in the game, no regrets. And yeah, that's why I do what I do on YouTube. So I come live twice a week, and it's always like a moment to just like learn and inspire, and also like introduce all these people to amazing people like Stash Cash. who can teach us a thing or two about hosting podcasts and so on and so forth. I hope I've answered your question, RDT. So many words there, but you get the point. So Stash, back to our. I will say that I can get any other question on the chat. Back to our like conversation in terms of how you curate content. Did you figure out welcome to the vibe was going to be the content, or you're also like still in the process of branching out on what you think should be videos? Or how do you curate the content to decide I'm going to maybe focus on live streams? I know you don't have many videos going on there. I know you have snippets of shorts occasionally. So how do you decide on the content, the form of the content? Because YouTube gives us all these forms, but you are leaning more towards the streams.
Yes.
So talk to us about this.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I just have more fun doing the live streams. I'm able to, you know, I'm able to collaborate with different people. I'm able to, because I'm building a platform on YouTube. I'm able to shed light on, certain artists that's not necessarily on YouTube, but you feel me, that are artists outside of here. So, a lot of times, well, all the time when I do my Welcome to the Vibe live stream, I bring a artist or somebody that does something, and I basically just shed light on them. So with that being said, like, just it's more fun doing a live stream. It's more engaging. I'm able to connect with my people more. We able to laugh, joke, create memories. And as far as with, the way I post it, it also gives me enough time to, move accordingly, because I could tell you firsthand, I understand the hassle of, trying to just create something every day. So the fact that I do live streams and the way I write things out in segments, I'm able to, live stream it and, vibe out with the people that's there in real time. But also I understand there's a lot of people that's not going to see the live stream. So I'm able to cut up certain parts and repurpose it. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like the live streams be so insightful, or so like it'd be so many things that we talk about, whether it's funny things, whether it's important things, whatever it is, it's so much things I can take from a live stream and repurpose it, and people can still look at it as a regular video and take something from it. You know what I'm saying? Once again, like I stated in the beginning, whether it's a laugh, whether it's an assumption of what people may feel or think, you know what I'm saying, when they watch, one of my contents, I'm almost 100% sure it's something they can take away from it, so yeah.
All right. And I just thought I should let you know that Keith from Jay is here on the chat.
Shout outs to Kiss from Jay. I was telling her, I was like, yo, she missed the beginning.
Kiss from Jay, he was just talking about you. He was just talking about you here in terms of how you inspired, his content direction. A very beautiful question here on the chat. Stash, on hot topic discussions, where do you feel the lines should be drawn when the topic subject matter is overly too controversial to where there is no meeting of the minds? To say agree to disagree. Yeah. So I think I like that follow-up question to that what I just asked.
I'm pretty good at trying to figure out like what's OD, like what's like something people shouldn't talk about, and what's not. Like, one thing that I don't talk about at all is politics. You feel what I'm saying? I don't speak on politics. I don't speak. It's a lot of things that I don't speak on because I understand, the things behind that. But you feel me? It's just you got to have that mindset of just knowing what it is, the things you shouldn't talk about, and then what it is, something that people just may not agree with you on. You know what I'm saying? Because it's two different things. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm big on, like, I don't want everybody to agree with me. You feel me? I enjoy when people like when I have a certain conversation and people be like, they don't agree with me. I love that, because now, how don't you agree with me? Now we gonna talk about it. You feel what I'm saying? And a lot of times it's like the conversations is not that deep into a point where it's like, oh, this person is like being disrespectful, or I'm being disrespectful. Is literally just maybe a heated debate or a conversation that, you know, people just don't see eye to eye on, and that's perfectly fine. But it is certain things that I don't touch on as well.
All right. Rejim is asking a question here. What is the worst thing that ever happened to you in one of your live streams?
Early on, like I'm not gonna even say early on because it's just I'm still early on in my journey, but just understanding the equipment. Like I remember when I first started, like probably my first episode of Welcome to the Vibe, I didn't understand, like it was so much technical difficulties going on with the lives. I was supposed to start at 8. I wound up not starting until like 9 because I'm like, what the hell? Like I didn't know what was going on with my soundboard. I didn't know what was going on with, you know, the technical things behind the scenes. And it was so crazy because it was low-key embarrassing because I had people here and I'm like real, like they was literally in my house and I'm just over here trying to figure things out and they looking at me like, Stash, what's going on? Like, what you want? I'm like, yo, just give me a minute. So I say that's probably the worst thing that happened because I definitely felt like that was a time I was like put under pressure because I didn't know what I was doing at that time. But thank God that I'm not no longer in that situation and I took the time out to learn the equipment that I have. That was crazy.
And speaking of equipment, and I think that's actually a great opportunity just to talk about investing in the content. When it comes to your content, what would you say like has been the biggest investment? Just putting you on like on a solo layout. I already love the visuals are amazing because I can tell you're using a camera. I like the lights in the background. I like the microphone because the sound is very crisp. What are some of the other investments you've made in terms of gear when it comes to your channel? And for a YouTuber who is looking to expand or maybe even get into a space like a podcast, because most of the podcasts we see, especially on these platforms, you can tell that there's a lot of like investment that has gone into the setup,
Right.
And most of us actually desire to have those kind of things. We just see them like, damn, that voice is amazing, that sound is perfect. What is it like? What is that looking like in terms of investing in your channel as a content creator?
I mean, so basically, like, what is the biggest investment? What's my favorite investment? What you mean? What I feel like is the most important?
Absolutely.
All right. So for an up and coming content creator that I feel like that's starting from scratch, I feel like the most important investment you should make is the audio. And I say that because, you know, we all have phones, we all have smartphones, everything can be shot in 4K. So get something that makes your content sound good. For me personally, my favorite was my camera, because if I didn't get my camera, I would have never got everything else. Like it was really like a journey for me. It started with my camera. So now I'm like, okay, cool. Like I got good quality, but now my audio sound trash. So now, no, it started like I had good quality, but now like my aesthetic looked crazy. So this is once I got my camera, I'm like, okay, I need my image to look a little better. That's when I started investing into like lights. I didn't know anything about lighting or anything like that. So it went from the camera to the lights. Now I'm like, okay, the video is looking good, but now I'm going to other people's pages and channels, and I'm like, wait, like they audio sound crazy. You feel me? So now I'm like, okay, cool. Now I gotta get a microphone. You feel me? So it went from a microphone, like it was starting from that camera. It was just a endless journey after, like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, for me it was the camera, but for people that's starting out and just want to, you know, get into it, I feel like audio is the most important thing to, you feel me, invest into if you want to be, you know, doing podcasts and things like that.
Right, audio.
Shout outs to everybody in the chat too. My fault. I'm tapped in, but I'm letting Goga, you know, take control. This is his live stream. I'm the guest. You feel me?
Don't
I am
worry.
the guest.
Your moderators are doing an amazing job because I can see on the chat. I'm keeping tabs on the chat to make sure nobody's feeling ignored. I like Supreme. I liked this comment by Supreme View. This was funny. Nothing is too controversial. Don't come to my channel if you have virgin ears.
No, he's serious though. He's not. He's dead serious.
That took me out. So I was like, that's what I was like looking at. Um, and guys, feel free to ask any question. I like how you guys are asking questions. So feel free to ask any questions in terms of gear, in terms of setup. I don't know. I think Stash is going to give us like a quick tour of his studio setup. Stash, is that like your studio, or that is actually like a room in your place, or do you have like a studio? Just
I
check it.
don't. I actually don't have a studio. This is actually my living
That's
room.
not a studio. I've always seen people like that place is always full of people. That's not a studio.
This is my living room. This is my living room, bro.
I've always thought that's a studio. Like they use stash everybody there, not just stashing cash, but you always stash everybody on set, and it always looks like a. I've always thought it's a studio, to be honest. So
Hold on. Buff Supreme said, Stash Cash, answer Marsha T. I guess I missed the question. What is it Marsha T
I'm
asked?
coming. I'm coming to the question. Is I've just marked it for highlighting. Okay. So that is yes, I can see a number of people are trying to like answer it as well. Thank you so much for that. I was thinking that's actually a studio. So Mashati was asking, Goga and Stash, what is your salient view on other YouTubers doing a reflection or reaction reviews on other YouTubers' channel? Thank you both for taking the time to answer. And this may come from a place. I know you did the reaction video once. I came across it. I think was it on there's something I think that was either the BET Awards or something was going
Oh
on
yeah,
that I
yeah,
think
yeah.
you did a reaction on. And maybe this can be, yeah, maybe you can take on this question and then I'll give my point, I think, after.
So what she? Let me see. What does she mean? What is my?
So she wants to know our views on other YouTubers doing like reaction reviews on other people's channels.
I love that. You feel me? I love reaction videos. I'm not against it. I'm as long as it gives some type of insight and valuable information and perspective. I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? I do reaction videos, so of course I can't say nothing bad about it, right? So yeah.
Okay. I think reactions depend, and it's a reactions is a very it's great content, but it comes there's an art to doing reaction videos because you can also get into trouble with reaction videos
Yeah.
because some people may not take it the right way, and it becomes like it can even become like a strike incident. I do know somebody in the community who got a strike because the person they reacted to was not exactly impressed with how they profile their content, and it takes an art. I don't naturally do reaction videos. I've never been drawn to them, but I do know I have friends in the community who do reaction videos, and I think so long as you follow the YouTube guidelines around it, you have to make sure that the reaction gives a new meaning to the video, so that it's not like you're just regurgitating what the person is saying. Or maybe just because I don't like, Stasha, I don't like your nose, and I'm going to react to you not having something like that. But it can be something that gives edge, like on the video that in question. Like make sure it totally changes the whole thing, so that it's not like you're just repeating the same thing, but your reaction becomes content in itself. That if somebody was to watch your content on its own without even going to that person's video, it stands out on its own because the context is totally new. I think
Right.
that would be my take. But I think it's content, so long as it borders on respect, and you are also very aware that the people may clap back, and it may not be in a nice way. I think it's okay. I think anything can be content. I always say everything on YouTube is content, to be honest.
Yep.
Everything is content on YouTube. We were getting a pro tip here. Just Kina, welcome, Just Kina. Hold on, I think it was an iPhone comment. Let me see that I got that comment. There was a pro tip from Corey's World. So Corey was saying, quick tip for iPhone users: when you film in 4K, your quality will look just as good as any camera. We're just getting that pro tip from Corey's World.
Shout out to
Stash,
Corey World.
do you use like your phone for content? Just checking.
Yeah. I do.
Okay.
I do. Like if I go outside and I'm trying to get some type of like B-roll, or even if I go live at times, I use my phone.
Okay, cool to know. There's an urgent question that is so unrelated, but you'll have to bear with the tribe Goga. They always ask the most outrageous questions. This is one of them. But you said you can answer anything. So, what is the co-host take on okra? This is so random, but
Wait, I don't even know who Okra is. That's crazy. I don't even know like who is Okra.
David, I give up on this one. Stashka just said who is okra.
Yo.
Okay. Yeah, it's a David. It's a tie. This one. Stashka just say asked who is okra. Who is okra? Who is okra? Okay. Let me just check whether there's anything I'm missing. Okay, people are fighting over okra on the chat. Da, 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 da. So stash okra is not a person. Fake food. It's a
Oh,
vegetable. It's a vegetable. There's always like a community disagreement on, because I am pro okra. David is anti okra. So David is a great artist, is a musical maestro, producer, and things. But the only place we disagree is his stance on okra. So there's a pact we signed that any guest who comes to the Sunday service has to be asked the okra question. And
okay.
depending on the answer of the guest, that will set the mood for the coming week. So in this case, it's a tie because you just said I don't know who is okra, because that one nobody wins that one, because we can't like we can't like make a decision out of that answer. So I think I resonate with that. David, we lost this one, both of us. We lost this one. We lost this one, both of us. Okay, so people talking about okra. Faith is saying just remember to clean your camera lens before I've gotten bad footage because my lens was dirty. What is your take on editing, Stash? Because I know one of the reasons that some people love live streams more than long form is probably the effort that goes into some of these things. Live streams are easy. Chill, set up your equipment, put your microphone on, camera. I think there's okra behind you. On Faith, that's okra probably. Yeah. So, what is your take in terms of like editing? Because I know that stresses people out
I
a
hate
lot.
editing. I'm not gonna lie, I hate it. You feel me? I don't like it. You feel me? If I have to do it, I would do it, but I'd rather not do it. Um, yeah, it's just too tedious, too time consuming. And honestly, shout outs to all the people that does vlogs and who's amazing at editing, because I feel like, you know what I mean, not for nothing. Art, I mean, editing is an art form of its own. You feel me? Like
Mm,
a person that's an editor is considered an artist. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things that we watch on TV, these TV shows, and all this is editing that goes into that. And I just want to take the time out to say shout outs to all the people that's on YouTube that takes their time out and edit their videos. Man, y'all are amazing. But unfortunately for me, that's not my cup of tea. You feel me? I can't do it. I don't want to do it.
you're in problems because your YouTube mentor has just put a comment there that puts you in a very awkward position. Keith from Jay says, "I love editing." Stash, which part of the syllabus did you miss when Keith from Jay was giving you?
Listen. I could see why she say that too. She's in a space of, getting into the whole cinematic type of vibes where she
Yeah.
shooting at different angles and just taking her time out to, really get her editing on. So, that's her thing. For me, I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Facts.
Okay, good to know. Editing is hard, and I think that's I guess. But what about repurposing live stream? Because I like how you repurpose some live streams into videos, and I think there's also there's a very subtle art to that, because it's editing, but it's not like the intense editing, but it's like I'm sort of editing. How do
Right.
you go about repurposing? Because that is one of the things that most people don't. Most people don't do, because I know live streams are not pushed by YouTube that much.
Mm.
YouTube still likes long form for some reason, and they like promoting the long forms. But I like what you said about repurposing live streams into videos. How do you
Mm.
normally go about that? Do you download it? Do you do it within the YouTube space itself and download, or how do you go about that process?
Me purposely, I download the video, clip the part that I feel like was interesting, and just repurpose it.
Mm,
I feel like for the most part, that's another thing where, I feel like, just investing into your equipment and the things you have is also good as too good as well, because I feel like, because the quality of my content, because of the way my content sound, and also the things that I'm saying and I'm putting out into the universe, it helps me. It pretty much, I pretty much don't have to do much editing, because it's certain other boxes that's checked with me. Where I feel like
mm,
if I had crappy audio, if I had crappy, you know, what you call it, content where it didn't look as good and it wasn't looking too appealing, then
mm.
maybe, you feel me, I need to start doing some editing, because it won't cut it. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the live call-ins, because that's also like something that I find very unique on your
Hmm.
channel in terms of people calling in live. I think there's a time I think you're doing a live stream, because our time zones are normally different. You're doing a live stream. I think it was really late at night, so I think I woke up in the morning. I think I was like, it was 1 in the morning here in Kenya.
Right.
And then I'm like, then I think I made a mistake joining your live stream, because I think I was glued there for quite a while because of the conversation and the drama that was going on. And I think somebody made up. I think somebody called in and they were weighing in on the conversation. That is so unique and very smart. Like in terms of, especially on a space such as YouTube, where you can actually have people calling in live to weigh
Hmm.
in on a topic, rather than, I mean, because it just means like if I'm tired of typing on the chat and I don't want to type on the chat, I can just call in live and Stash, this is my opinion on this issue. That
Right.
woman shouldn't have. I'm like, and it was very engaging that you guys were laughing, and then there was that, your friends within the studio space were also like really, there was some very nice energy.
Mm.
How did you come up with this? And isn't it like dangerous, because you have no control what somebody may end up saying, because somebody may call in live and they're not necessarily even on YouTube, they don't really know the rules of the space and things like that. So how
Right.
do you navigate this terrain as a creator?
That once again, it goes with, I know my people. You feel me? I know the people, like, and of course, on my end, we know who's calling in. We could see, who it is that's calling
Yeah.
in. But for the people that, that's in the YouTube community, like I said, these people I speak to every day. So I know.
Start, sorry, we lost your audio a bit. Just
Oh, can you mic check? Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you now.
All right, cool. So I was like, for the most part, like, I understand and I trust, my community enough to know that they're not gonna do anything to, jeopardize the show or whatever the case may be. So, for example, we have my man Elevated Mindset, who's going by the name of Eric C, I believe at the moment. He called in, you feel me, and we had like a roasting session. You feel what I'm saying? Now, where I'm from, coming from where I'm from, that's a game. You feel me? Where we snap on each other, we basically joke on each other. We look at that as a game, and not for nothing, I felt like when I made that segment, I'm like, because I know my community, like, even when I'm in a chats and everything, I'm one of the people in the chats that be joking on everybody as well too. Like, this is something that I do. You feel me? I know the people that's watching it will be entertained. So even with coming up with that concept, I was like, I knew it will work, because we do that, like, on a regular, and it'd be people that just be laughing, having fun, like, enjoying it. And I appreciated both, Pills and Elevated, that specific episode, because even after, they was snapping on each other, it was still, it's respect, bro. It wasn't no hard feelings, it wasn't no nonsense. It still ended on a positive note. And it was something that, even outside of the YouTube community, like, people that I actually know in real life, that was like watching it, and they was so entertained, and it was like, yo, y'all gotta
Entertaining.
do that again. That was fire. Like, we was rolling. Like, Elevated is mad funny, Pills is mad funny, and things like that. So basically, we're just coming up with those type of segments where I feel like I don't necessarily always just think about me. I could come on this channel and put the camera on and just talk and make it like all about me. But what I do
Mm.
is I always think about the people, I always think about the community, I always think about what it is that they would like, what they would enjoy. And because I'm so in tune with my people, I know them. So I know it's like when I'm sitting there and I'm talking to my brother Pop, I'm like, this is gonna work. You feel what I'm saying? Because I know, like, even not this past weekend, but the last weekend, we had him do a story time where the backstory behind that was, before we started our live stream, we always usually just game plan. He comes a few hours early to the house, and we just game plan on the live stream. And he was just like, that's my little brother. Like, we got the same dad, so we just talking. And he like, yo, the situation with this girl or whatever the case may be is, and I'm just sitting there and I'm like, yo, you need to tell that on the live stream. You need to say that. And he was like, nah, bro. Like, I don't think. I'm like, trust me, it's going to work. Like, talk about like the same way you was just talking to me. Make sure you do that on a lot. And he did not want to do that, but he wound up doing that. And honestly, that was one of the best segments for that specific episode, was when he told that story time. Everybody was so engaged and
Yes.
wanted to know. So it's like things like that. Yeah, like just me knowing my peoples, me knowing what they like, and just executing it.
Nice. I love that. And, it's something that is very creative, especially as a content creator. And you talk about planning. How
Mhm.
much time do you spend when it comes to, just like planning a show? What is like your thought process, especially when you're thinking of a show, the weekly show you normally have?
Mhm.
Sometimes I know work gets in the way and you have to tell people, oh, sorry guys, this weekend is going to be busy.
Mhm.
Work is going to get in the way. Let's do this maybe the other weekend. How do you
Right.
normally plan? Is there like a schedule you normally have on when you normally do this show? What day of the week? What time? How do you get the live? Or sometimes I always feel like you have a lot of live co-hosts, and I think that is so beautiful. It enriches the conversation. How do you get
Right.
all these live co-hosts, or is it just like, hey guys, I'm having a live stream. Can you come over to my place? How does that look like in terms of you planning the content?
It's two things that actually happens. People would see it from, people in my neighborhood, they would see it and they'd be like, they want to be a part of it. And then also
Oh,
people in a community would suggest certain things. So I don't remember who suggested it, but I know somebody in my community was like, y'all should have a female co-host. And
mm,
so, I took it upon myself to be like, okay, cool. We could make that happen. And I went out, I looked for a female co-host, you know what I'm saying? And she, of course, she's not going to be it for every episode, but it's
oh,
like, it's certain, we have reoccurring characters. You feel me? Like, we about 6 shows in right now, but it's reoccurring characters that we have on the show that may do pop-ins. Like, we have, Rain. She's one of the reoccurring, she's a co-host, but she's the one, she's in and out. She'll be there when she can.
mm,
Pills, like, everybody love Pills, like when he comes to the stop by to the vibe and things like that. So yeah, it's just about, people wanting to be a part of what it is, we got going on over here. And also me listening to, my community. Like, a lot of times they let me know what it is they want, and I just
mm.
go about doing it.
Nice, good stuff. I
Thank you.
love I love that kind of reaching out even to people, just to come and also help you deliver the content. Are they most of the time like content creators as well? Like, are they YouTubers? Are they, or they're just like people in the community that can reach the content?
It's mixed. It's people that's naturally supporters, people that I don't know that just watching because they like what it is that we doing. It's people that's in a community that of course is YouTube creators, but then it's also people that that support that
Mm,
I know that in real life. So it's a mix of
a
all.
mix, a
Yeah.
mix. Cool. Life of Triplets, nice to see you. I see. Okay, Supreme is chatting there. Um, Let me see. I thought I saw somebody in there on the chat. Kevinish, I think you're asking something. I will get to it. There's a question here that you are being asked by David. Stash, do you have an audio interface or do you use your microphone by itself?
Oh no, I have a audio interface. I use the Rodecaster Duo.
Okay, cool. Is it possible to get like the tour now, or you think we can do it later?
Yeah, we could do it now if you want to. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. we could just get a quick tour of the studio. So guys, just going to give us like a quick tour of his studio setup, so that we can get to appreciate. He'll explain these things. And David, thank you so much for prompting that, because I was wondering where we are going to sneak in that one, but you gave us an idea now to just get to see. So as we prepare for the quick studio tour of the Welcome to the Vibe Studios. Oh, that came out so nicely. That came out so good. As we get a virtual tour of the Welcome to the Vibe Studios. Guys, did you hear me well? Is my
Yeah, we
audio
hear you.
okay?
Nah, we
No,
hear
not
you.
you, Stash. It's the audience.
Oh.
I know you can hear me. I know you can hear me. I'm just trying to gas them up. Yes, as we prepare for the studio tour, I'm excited about the studio tour because, guys, I love gadgets. I love toys. I love this kind of toys when it comes to streams. So I'm one of the people who's like very excited. The Supreme View was actually asking, who is that in the background on the screen? Yeah, I think. But I think no, it passed. I think it wasn't Faith. It
I
was
think I
somebody.
think I think it was Kiss from Jay last time.
Yeah, it was Kiss from Jay, because Kiss from Jay saying that I see myself there. Yeah,
I
she was
think it's Kiss
literally
from
screaming,
Jay.
I see myself behind there.
Yeah.
So okay, let me know when you are ready so that I can bring the camera up.
All right. Hold on, give me a second. I don't even know what happened.
All right, and once again, guys, if you haven't connected to my co-host Stash Cash, please click on the pinned link that is on top of my chat. If you're wondering where everybody is, they're all there. They're all there, and they're supporting the channel there. Naughty American Expert, nice to see you. East African Workout Girl, nice to see you. Thank you so much for popping in. Okay, Stash, I see your studio. I know you want to turn the camera probably to the back camera.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Yeah, let me give me a second.
All right, cool. Yes, and yes, guys, the channel is there. So those of you don't know, you can also just search for the channel name directly. His live stream is also, we are multi-streaming. So we are streaming both in Kenya and in the States. So please click on the link. It will take you directly to the United States. If you are in Kenya, you can click directly on the link. It will take you directly to the US. I'm occasionally dropping emojis on his live stream so that those of you who don't know me and they want to connect to me, you can also like see me. My name is Goga. I'm the host of the Sunday service. So you're able to able to at least appreciate that. Right. Stash, you ready?
You are. Yep.
Okay, so guys, studio tour, hold on. Let me put a title to this. Quick. I know you guys love this kind of thing. So before the quick studio tour, now they're like excited. Guys, be ready with your screenshots. If you're in case you want to buy anything, ask questions. This is the time you ask. It's going to be like a less than 5-minute studio tour at the most. At the most. Yeah, but if you have questions you want to ask, feel free to ask and then he will explain. Okay, so let me just add it to the stage, then I remove this.
Yeah, so y'all. You see me 2 times, but I'm gonna show y'all.
We have 3 cameras. So
basically,
which one do you want to, okay, so here's the studio tour. So let me make it the main camera.
That's how I gotta do it because I don't know how to switch it around.
But, okay, cool. We got it.
Yeah, so this is the chat. This is where I see the chat and everything like that. Of course, this is the laptop. This is the camera that I'm streaming off
of. Wow. How do you play? What is that? How did you like put your camera like that? Like, is it like what is it mounted on?
It's a like, I forgot what you call it, but you clip it to the desk. You clip it to the desk, and then I just hook it up like that. So this is the camera. And then this right here is the Rodecaster Duo that I use. You feel me? So it controls all the the sounds and everything like that. I know my man Supreme always asking like, what is it you using? So yeah, that's what I'm using.
Before you move the camera from there, yeah. What do you call it again?
The Rodecaster Duo.
So the microphone, I guess, goes in here and things, right?
Yes, the microphone and things going inside of here. This is like the audio interface that I use.
Awesome. And you're able to monitor to tell whether your sound is coming out, because I can see the things moving in there, some images. Okay.
So basically right here, like, hold on, let me see if I can show you. So this right here, this is me talking. And then when you speak, you right here.
Okay, makes sense. I can see Okay, good to
Right.
know.
So yeah, and then
This
of
was
course,
this was a separate investment. Where did you get this, or did you get it when you were investing in the microphone?
you said when did I get it?
Yeah, when did you get this at the same time you are getting the microphone, or it came later?
Oh no, I got the microphone first because I thought the microphone was gonna do all the work, and then I was like,
Ah,
nah, I was wrong, and I had to
okay,
wind up getting the interface.
interesting. All right, carry
So
on with the
yeah,
tour.
so yeah,
They're saying Google, you're too excited about it. So I'm like,
so yeah, that's basically the equipment, and this is actually the. Hold on, let me see. This is my album cover right here. I don't know if you can
ah,
see it, but
wait,
that's the album cover.
that. Are you in the, were you in a bathtub in that album cover? Where do they bite?
It's a whole concept behind it, but it's called Vibe with Me. This was my second mixtape album cover. Yeah, that I did about 3 years ago. You know
Oh
what I'm
wow.
saying? So that's that. Um, what else? You see, I have the lights. The vibes.
Stasha, you're not even promoting the album, and that album is already giving people ideas. You could have just told us where do we get the album or
Nah,
something.
yeah. Don't even worry about the album. We ain't promoting the album right now. It's cool. It's cool.
Ladies, I tried my best to help you.
You
Anyway,
feel me?
carry on.
But yeah, so this is we actually got Bambi oh wow, that's Bambi and Supreme on the TV. Bambi be making cartoons and things like that. So that's Bambi and this is
Oh yeah, that looks
Bambi's
like
channel.
Supreme's emoji on this picture.
Yeah, so that's that. I have a picture of Jimi Hendrix, Kobe Bryant, and Muhammad Ali up there, and basically the big mirror. That's one of my favorite parts of the crib. I got a big mirror right there. And
Ah,
yeah, this the whole vibe. My bean bag right there. People come vibe. Yeah, and that's the studio. That's the
that is.
studio.
I am impressed about how you just made use of the space. Yeah, just give us an up close on the microphone real quick, just to.
Yeah. So
Wow.
this is the roll, not the roll. Yeah, the roll hard mic. I don't know
Okay,
if you can.
cool. Yeah, guys, you can see. So that is welcome to the Vibe Studios. You gotten a quick tour. You can, and it was for free. Ideally, people normally pay for this tour, but because of me and because I know Stash Crash, you got a free tour courtesy of me. So if you have any question you want to ask about gear and things, let me get back my cameras to their normal place. I don't know what happened where. Hold on. Let me see. Stash goes back here, and then I bring myself back here. Okay, cool. Once again, if you haven't connected already to Stash, that is the channel. So we just took a quick studio tour there to just be able to see. I see people are saying, Masha is saying, I'm taking notes for my future studio. That is good. Stash, when it comes to gear, there's something I learned from David Hunt, who is on the live stream. And
Mhm.
David told me about the power of building little by little, like little by little. And I think that is the same. I think that is the same way you built that particular space. I'm sure it was not like a one-time event.
Absolutely
So
not.
yeah, so when it comes to maybe content creators who are like struggling to like get all these things at the same time, because you want to create like like top podcast quality, and you're just starting off on YouTube without building the community, what would be your piece of advice when it comes to that? You want the best stuff, but the channel is yet to grow. And some people
Mhm.
some people have this notion that when you have quality, when you have like the top most expensive equipment, you're going to like get a lot of subscribers in your content and things like that, and then you find that it does not happen, and then
Mhm.
inevitably you end up growing disappointed and things like this. So what would you say maybe to that small creator who is just starting off and is like they're throwing money in a lot of equipment that they may not necessarily use, uh, instead of maybe like probably starting with maybe something small and then building up as they go?
I just say take it a step at a time, understand what it is you want to do, because a lot of times I feel like people be investing in certain things and they don't even be having a plan or a goal. They just feel like the things that they get, or the equipment that they have is what's going to make you know
Mm.
they channel or whatever it is they doing go up, where that's not necessarily the case. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people that start on here with just a cell phone. You feel what I'm saying? And then they grow
Yeah.
from that because they learn. They like, okay, I got the cell phone, but now I want my quality to be better. So now that I got my quality to be better, I want my sound to be better. And then you grow, you know, occasionally as the more you keep going. So, you know, that was basically that basically is what happened to me, because I started off creating content for my music, and I was
Mm.
shooting everything on my cell phone, to the point where I started seeing like other videographers, you know, doing the same thing, but their quality was smacking my quality. I'm like, oh nah, you feel me? I gotta step it up. So
Yeah.
I graduated from the iPhone to getting a camera. So I got the camera initially to help me, you know, create better content for my music. So when I got into that space, once I got into YouTube, I started once again just tapping into everything, and gradually I grew and got what I wanted. But take it a step at a time, understand what it is you want to do, understand your goal, and then move accordingly. Like, don't just jump out the window and get the most expensive gadget because you feel me, you think that's gonna do it for you. Like, no, build your whatever it is you're trying to build, have a plan, and then see what it is you need as you go forward.
All right. Um, is there one particular thing in your, let me put it like in your studio setup?
You
Is
said
there
it.
one item that people wouldn't expect you to use but you love using? Is there one thing that is probably there other than the mirror? And maybe you'll explain to me what the mirror is doing there. But if there's one, is there one? What is that one item in that space where you are seated right there?
Mhm.
People do not expect you like to use, but you love using it. It may
Um,
even be under the desk. It can be somewhere that maybe you're not seeing or something like that.
something. Damn, I feel like I use like everything. Like everything that I use is pretty much. I don't know. Like everything I use, I feel like it's pretty much. You know what I mean?
Okay, just
Like it's mm, I'm trying to look around.
yeah.
Okay. I say this, right? I say my keyboard thing. Even I don't touch my laptop keyboard. So I use this a lot because I feel like it's just more accessible. You feel me? So
Me too. I love. For me it's usually a mouse. Like
and that
this.
too. Yeah, that too. Yep. That too.
Yeah.
Like I got a
For me,
whole laptop, it got all that on there. I don't even touch the laptop.
yeah. For me it's usually a mouse. Like if I don't have a mouse, I'm so stressed on a live stream. Like I'm like, oh my goodness, no. How am I going to survive the live stream and stuff? And then I mean, those are the days I struggle so much just to like scroll and read chats and stuff. Okay, so guys, feel free to drop any question on the chat. It's that time you can ask the co-host your questions so that I can also give him time to, also interact with the audience, because I know he's like,
Mm.
Goga, I want to say hi to people. I want to interact. I want to see what the audience is saying. So in case you have any question you want to ask Stash, in case you want to get his ideas about building a channel. I met him when he was less than 100 subscribers. He's 1,000 subscribers now and counting. He's working so hard towards his watch hour journey, and very
Yeah.
soon he's going to be monetized. He's talked to us about why he had to like stop creating, and he had to like stop creating on a channel that was not gaining any traction. He had to like abandon a channel with all those subscribers to start as from scratch. We've talked about studio, we've talked about gear, we've talked about setup, we've talked about community, we've talked about community, we've talked about how we've talked about how he like curates content, how he thinks through topics, how he goes through planning, how he involves people, especially his community, to be able to be part of that content creation. It takes a village, guys. It really does take a village. It really does take a village. So Stash, maybe I can just give you a chance to like say hi to a few people on the chat, just so that at least they don't feel like left out. I thought I saw Spiral in the building. Spiral Black, I thought I saw you somewhere in there on the chat. Thank you so much for that. Decapitator of Trolls. That name has totally attracted me.
I mean, decapitator.
Decapitator
God.
of trolls. That's a very fun. That's a very fun name. I love that name. I love that name. Decapitator of trolls. It's so funny. It's so funny. It's so funny. Um, right. Yeah. So feel free to drop those questions on the chat. I think I've addressed all the questions. I don't see anything that is outstanding that I may have ignored. Naughty American expert is saying, yeah, that wireless keyboard a good idea. Naughty
Right.
American, nice to see you. Nice to see you, Naughty American. Naughty American is also building. Faith Marie, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that support. I will definitely check you out after the stream. Thank you so much, Faith, for that support. B3, thank you so much for sending those green hearts. If you're watching the live stream from my side and you've not connected to Stash, click on the link that is on top of my chat. It will kick you out of my live stream and you'll end up landing on the live stream that is happening on Stash side. We are multi-streaming on both channels, so feel free to be part of that community. He has an amazing community that I also want you guys to get to meet and let them be part of your community. That is how we grow on the YouTube streets. That's how
Yes.
you grow on the YouTube streets. And that can be maybe the next question I would want to ask you. Why is community important? You keep talking about it a lot. Like community is that one buzzword. Stash, I think you never go a video, you never go a live stream without mentioning community.
Mhm.
Community, 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 community. You say it a lot.
Right.
So why is community important to you? And I know you've only been building this channel for like 3 months, but it appears that it's like one of those things that is standing out for you in the journey of building a channel.
Right.
Talk to us about the power of community and why should content creators, especially small content creators like us who are growing, why should you invest in community? Um,
Honestly, I feel like I came like coming from a channel that didn't have any engagement, like and just starting fresh. The one thing that helped me get over the hump was community. You know what I'm saying? Like
mm,
I wouldn't be able to one do what it is I'm doing or enjoy what it is I'm doing if it wasn't for the people that I engage with. Um
mm,
Even certain ideas like is people in here that I've grown to build amazing relationship with. Shout outs to Trisha Nicole. Like she's one of the people like I talk to a lot and I just bounce ideas off of her and she just would tell me certain things like, this is a good idea. I feel like you should do this. And you know what I'm saying? Or I don't know. You feel me? Like a lot or even if I'm in a space, if I'm like, let's hypothetically speaking, I come up with an idea. I always asked what is it she think about it. And there's so many other people in the community like I've spoke of Kiss from Jay, and we have somebody in here like Coach Mean Rain. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot of people in the community that I speak to, and they inspire me, they motivate me, they the one that give me a reason to keep pushing. So that's on that part, right? So as far as with now even being a content creator, right? Like a lot of times I hear people talking this thing of the algorithm, where a lot of time it mind boggles me because I'm like, yo, what like we are the algorithm. The people is the algorithm. Is the algorithm is not no computer type of thing. You feel what I'm saying? So the importance of building a relationship, like when you build these relationships with these people and they start supporting what it is you do and they commenting on your channels and they come into your lives and they interacting with the things that you doing, that's what helps push your content out to the algorithm. The algorithm is not a thing of itself. It wouldn't be no algorithm if it wasn't for the people. My personal thought about that. So with that being said, it's just like even with growing, if I wasn't so big on connecting and building and meeting new people, I wouldn't be here on the Sunday service. You feel what I'm saying? That's another thing. So it's so many things as far as with community and the importance of having a community where I feel like a lot of people just really don't understand. Like one of the things that I do is I take the community thing real serious, even when it comes to up and coming content creators. As I mentioned earlier, like I know a lot of people in their chats, they say they don't like a lot of blue wrenches. You feel what I'm saying? And I look at it past whatever it is, people may think or feel about the blue wrenches. Because as I stated earlier, I know some of you may heard I said it, some of y'all may not heard I said it, but I used the analogy of, we all like the channel is our home. You feel me? Like we all say we go to each other houses. Our channel is our home. You feel me? The chat is my family. The blue wrenches is the key. You feel what I'm saying? So I always tell people, if I give you a key to my house, I'm giving you access to my family. And that's the time where I want all you guys to be here and connect and build and just meet new people. Because the more people that you know, I feel like the more successful your channel will be, the more it'll help algorithm push your video out. And you feel me, the more successful you'll get. Like even, hypothetically speaking, like I'm not monetized yet, but I know when I get monetized or whatever the case may be, is one of the ways you get paid is off of views. You feel me? So if you have, a lot of people in the community, you feel me, that's people that now is contributing to you getting paid by them watching your video. You feel what I'm saying? So community is really important on so many different levels that I feel like people don't understand and sometimes take for granted. And trust me, coming from a person like me who knows what it's like to not even know what it is to have a community to now having one, you feel what I'm saying? I'm a big advocate on building relationships and, just getting your name out there. You feel me? So yeah, that's that.
I like that answer. And there's a lot of conversation around community coming through the chat. Corey's world is like word. Decapitator says Stash also networking with the community. Yes, 100%. There was a very beautiful comment up there by Eric. Let me see. Sorry, by Faith. Faith says Stash tagged me into his community, and it's been an awesome experience. I've met so many good people. I've met so many good people. I like that. I like that.
Yes.
That's very
Shout outs to
powerful.
Faith. She fits
Okay.
in naturally too. I sometimes forget that, she met everybody through me. I'm like, yo, you fit in so naturally. Like it's amazing. I love it.
I like that. If Yanyu is watching you from Germany, says it's called social media community. It's tremendously very important. Because I like what you said yesterday at Simon's. I like what you said yesterday at Simon's about building community, which was like collaborations with like-minded people in the community, getting to know what other people are doing, regardless of whichever part of the world you're from. I mean, I'm seated in Kenya, you're seated in the States, but we're having a conversation at the Sunday service today. It shows there's a process that went in there. There's a networking process that went in there. There's a community building process that went in there. There was a process that went in there in terms of appreciating each other's content for us to have made this particular thing happen. What do you say has been the challenge, building a channel, especially from scratch? Like, what are those things that you struggle with even now, in the process of growth?
The thing that I feel like I struggle with now is it's honestly being in my own way. Like I struggle with being in my own way. Sometimes I could see myself doubting myself a lot. Like I would question myself and ask myself certain things like, why isn't this happening, or why is things going so slow? And just to come back to the community, it'd be the people that's in my community that be like, nah, Stash, you doing good. You feel me? Like they would snap me back into reality, where it's a lot of times I'd be doubting myself and I still be putting myself in that space where I feel like something ain't right. You feel me? I'm not like, what's going on? Like, but then my family are coming, they'll be like, nah, Stash, you bugging. You feel me? You doing good. Like and that's the battery that I need to help me keep going. You feel what I'm saying? So that good support system of just, once again, having your community there to support you.
I like that, because actually there are days you come on the stream or maybe even on the platform and you are so low, and in a way like and always the community can tell what is wrong with you, like what's happening. And there's a way they just become, the moment you just start speaking and you start making the content and you just become like a whole different person. Like even the stress that you're going through, the community actually like, okay, we are here for you. Let us hold the space.
Mm-hmm.
I totally resonate with that comment because it has happened to me a lot, and it's always amazing how people just uplift you. Simon TV asked a question earlier. When Stash said that that he reconditions content from his live stream, can somebody get reused content from this? I would say no, but maybe Stash can also answer this. When he repurposes his, I do that a lot. I do that a lot as well. Go and check my 3 last videos. They are not videos that I sat down to record. I just went and clipped them from the live stream. They become independent content in the sense that because you're not taking the entire, how do I put it? You're not taking the entire live stream and then putting it as a video. It's just like a portion that, of course, he felt there was like a more drama, receipts, and there was more action.
Right.
That becomes the content. So he just takes that portion of the content. The live stream can still stay, but because he has extracted the video out of the main live stream, it's perfectly fine. YouTube actually allows you to repurpose live stream content, but of course, it's not, you're not going to get any reused content problems. I don't know what's your take on this, Stash, because just to answer that question.
Now I agree with what it is you said. I'm on the same thing you said. That's a fact.
Because the other option you can consider, Simone, in case you ever want to repurpose content. This is a bit extreme. I normally encourage this for people who want to. This can also be a trick for you, okay? In case, because live streams die as soon as you end them, right? YouTube does not promote live streams after they've ended. You can download the live stream, edit it a bit, and then upload it as a video. But make sure you put the live stream on private or unlisted. So the live stream now becomes a video, and you can do a premiere, especially if it's very long. It's one thing that you can consider. But just make sure you pick the parts that, in case somebody was to watch that video, it becomes like it's worth their time. It's worth their time, and it makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something like that.
I just recently did that myself, where I basically, because I did some research on it, and I asked if that was possible, and YouTube was basically saying, as long as it's your content, if it's your content, and like if you cut it up a certain type of way, you would be able to repurpose it and it won't be no problem.
Absolutely. All right, let me say that I missed out anything on the comments. I think that was good. Faith says, hey, that Stash, I've been there as well, especially recently. Just keep going, which I know you have and will. You just been affirmed there. You just been affirmed there. Masha says, I agree. It's the community family who are inspirational gurus, where we motivate, encourage, empower, show up, support. Hey, I love Masha's comments. They always just make me smile. Pray for, laugh together, and have fun as we grow and shine. So I think I like that. Let me see. Juba Bruce, thank you so much for connecting to Stash. Reds is asking, Google, what about my question? What question, Reds? About raids. Did you because Red has asked, does Stash know about raids?
Oh yeah. We do raids all the time.
Yeah, he knows about raids. I think he just got 1,000 subscribers before. Now he's a pilot. He can raid people.
I could direct people to other people's channel. Before I couldn't do it.
He can. Wait, Stash, do you mean like you can direct direct them automatically, or you tell them by word of mouth?
So a lot. Okay, so we actually do that in my community a lot. Like if somebody is on live and they're about to go off, we tell everybody, depending, like whoever's on live, like, all right, listen, this live is over. We gonna head over to this person live, and we all go and raid their channel, and then everybody do that. That's a way we support each other as well. Like my community is real tight knitted when it comes to things like that.
I like that. Yeah, we share that as well. We enjoy using that redirect feature on YouTube.
Look, you did it for me. You told everybody to come over here and raid over here.
It's very easy to raid, and I enjoy raiding because it makes you like support very effortlessly. And I think that's how we grow as a community. You have some questions coming in here. Like David Ant is asking you, what camera are you using right now?
I'm using a Sony EV Sony ZV-E10 Mark II.
Oh, we have the same camera, Stash. I use the same.
Hey, look at it. Look at it.
Oh, great
Look at that.
minds.
Great minds think alike. Yep.
Great minds, great minds, great minds.
That's the
Wow.
fact.
How do you find it? Especially for me, I'm always discovering this camera every single day because I bought this camera last year. And they say at least finally the channel bought its own camera.
Mm-hmm.
How do you navigate it? Because every day I'm always learning using this camera. I discover things. I'm like, oh wow, this is there, this exists. But I
Right.
know I use it mostly for live streams.
I mean, for the most part, like I said, like I know what it is I'm using it for. So it's a lot of times, if it's something that I don't understand, I would just go on YouTube and try to figure it out. But for the most part, like I had this camera for about 2 years now, so I'm pretty much familiar with what it is it could do, at least for what it is I want it to do. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Nice.
But any information that I need extra outside of that, if I'm trying to figure it out, I go to YouTube University and learn from there.
YouTube University, y'all. YouTube University. YouTube University is like a real place.
That's a fact.
Yeah, David, I think I have asked your question. You asked about it was a camera question, right? It was a camera question. Okay. Speaking of YouTube University, Masha says it certainly takes a village. Each one helps another, and the love trickles forward. Awesomeness at work with the YouTube family, and when we connect for the community unity. Great questions, guys. Great contributions. You still have like enough time. Don't worry. I'm not going to chase the guest away, but we are getting into the cool down section because it's already been 2 hours, and I'm also mindful of the time. And I know it's Father's Day. And I can see Faith. Faith says, "I'm going to celebrate my father, guys. I don't want to leave, but I have to leave." Thank you so much, Faith. Please celebrate your
Shout
dad.
out to Faith. Thank you for pulling up.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Okay. Stash, I have like some fun, some quick fire questions. These ones are just like for fun, just to, just like it's like a commercial break of sorts before I ask my final 4 questions.
Okay.
What is the most weird feedback? Either it could have either come through a comment, it could have come through like a chat. What is the most weird feedback you've ever received on your content from YouTube?
The most weird feedback?
Yeah, the one that even you post and you're like, right. Yeah. There are those comments you get and you're like, okay.
I don't really get weird feedbacks, but it was a couple comments that it was like written in Chinese that I didn't understand. Or Japan or whatever. I don't even know what it was, but I seen a couple of those comments before, and I was like, okay, thank you. And I just hope that you understand that I said thank you, even though we typing 2 different letters here. But yeah.
and that is good because the Japanese are watching. That's beautiful.
Shout out to
Yeah. I've always wanted to get. I always tell my community that I've always wanted to get the South Korean tribe in my channel because South Korea has the highest CPM in the world, more than the US.
Wow.
If people from South Korea watch your content and they find ads there, you are smiling all the way to the bank. But that takes a lot of networking. I finally got one Korean in the community. I am so excited with that one person. So hopefully I'll be able to get a few like Korean words so that I'm able to like get to know his community better because I know he supports the channel. So I was so happy when I got that in the community.
Oh man.
You have to do what you have to do, You have to do what you have to do.
Definitely.
If your podcast was a superhero, if your channel, welcome to the vibes, was a superhero, what would its superpower be?
If my podcast was a superhero?
Yes. What will be its superpower?
Damn, that's a good question. What would be the superpower? I'll say I say I say like they won't be able to kill me. I'm undieable, if that's even
Aha.
a word.
That's is okay. So
Undestructible.
okay,
You can't.
man. That's look
Yeah.
at you like bringing it on. Okay, and the chat is also weighing in. Somebody says mine will be invisibility. Mine will be
Yeah.
invisibility. I thought I had somebody say okra. Mine will be okra in there. Okay, just checking. Said it to be mine will be okra. Okay, good. So Sissy says immortal. Immortal. Sissy
Immortal.
says
Yep. Yep. There
immortal.
you
Yeah.
go. That's the word.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sissy, for
Thank
that.
you, Soul Stars. I appreciate you.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that, Sissy. Right. Last fun question. Describe your show. Welcome to the vibes using only 3 emojis. Like if there are 3 emojis you are to use, I'm going to give you a challenge to type them. The 3 emojis, these are your favorite emojis. I want you to type those 3 emojis on the chat. I'm going to highlight them for people on the who are watching.
I did it. I
So,
sent it.
okay. So, guys, those are the emojis: laughter, fire, 100.
Yep.
Okay, emojis, guys. Emojis are not supposed to be explained because they are communication in their own way. Sadi Bumper, thank you so much for that, Sadi. Sadi, I see you there on Stashka's side. I thank you so much for that connection. Thank you so much, guys, for connecting to our brother Stash. Thank you so much for that. Right, so that is he has answered my 3 fun questions. If you have any bonus question you want to ask him, feel free to ask him there on the chat. I'll be able to like highlight it to him. But now we are going to get to the cool down questions. Now people are typing there. Guys, those YouTube emojis don't work because YouTube emojis are only relevant on YouTube. Your emojis should be able to like work across across platforms. People are now typing their favorite emojis like you, and these are not the YouTube emojis. Those ones you don't find them anywhere on your phone or things like that. Stash, when it comes to other platforms, do you cross promote your stream or maybe your channel on other platforms? You know, we have TikTok, we have Instagram, we have Facebook, we have all these other platforms that people use. Do you
Mm.
get to cross promote your channel across platforms, and if so, which platforms are these?
Yeah, I do some of my cross promotion on Instagram. So whoever don't, follow me, my Instagram is Life of Stash Cash, and those is where I usually post like my little highlight clips and tag them over there.
Oh, nice. Do you think it works? Like in terms of people jumping over from the other side to come to this other side? Do you think it works, or it's just like it's a step of faith?
For some people, I'm sure it do work. For me, it don't. You feel me? I feel like my Instagram community is a different community from my YouTube community. Like
I feel that.
they interact more with when it is I do like music, like when I rap, rather than what it is I'm doing on YouTube.
I feel the same as well. Like it's I guess because these people are there to watch different things as opposed to like let's say maybe watch videos or things.
Right.
Um, yeah. So I think I totally resonate with that particular. I get the same. I get the same because I try to promote the channel across platforms, and it's normally Instagram and Facebook. Um, the last part of the conversation is really going to be in terms of legacy and way forward. I keep saying you're a 100K channel. When if people are, and I think it's going to happen. I'm speaking it into like life because I think it's you are there yet. You're already putting the energy of a 100K channel, and I think you're going to see the results very soon. When
Thank
people
you.
talk about your show, when people talk about your content creation, 5 years from now, actually 5 years may be too long. Let's say 1 or 2 years from now, what do you hope they say? What is that thing that you hope they say when they interact with your content? Because one of the things as content creators we always aspire is that our content outgrows us and
Mhm.
inspires somebody to either become a better person, it inspires somebody to either become a better creator, inspire somebody to maybe get better gear, like better camera, better sound, and things like that. What is that one thing that you hope they say when they interact with your content?
Um, Honestly, I just want them to be able to have a feeling, You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to explain, but it's similar to, you know, a song. Like, you ever heard a song that came out probably a while ago, like, a few, like 10, 20 years ago, and it takes you back into that time? Like, that's how I would want it to be with, the content that I put out and people that watches it later on down the line. Like, that's why always say, like, I'm big on, you know, creating memories. Like, if I hit that record button, I'm always thinking about what it is, the people want. You know what I mean? And I just want them to look back and be like, nah, I remember when Stash did the first Welcome to the Vibe, like, and they had Pop that off. That's Nick. They even got, it's so crazy, is nicknames for people on the show now that just got a life of its own. But it's things like that where I want people to be, just remember, like, nah, we really have a good time, or we really had a good time when, you know, Stash was doing that, or whatever the case may be. Is just the feeling. You know what I'm saying? I'm big on vibes. I'm big on energy. I want people to always watch my content and always get an emotion, whether it's a upset emotion, whether it's a sad, or they may laugh, or they may even get tight. But I want them to be able to come back and just remember that feel, and ultimately be like, yo, through it all, we definitely had a good time over at Stash Cash House when he was doing the Welcome to the Vibe.
Nice, I love that. Speaking of your message and people just remembering you for the vibes, and you had a great time, and in the interaction with you. We are big on self-care. We are big on how people take care of themselves, especially on this particular platform. How do you recharge when things get heavy? How do you recharge? How do you take care of yourself mentally, just to like get that it's like a pause before you get back into the chaos and the craziness? How do you take a recharge when the world feels very loud and you don't want to deal with the world in that particular moment until you reset yourself?
I literally just stop. You feel me? Like, I stop for a minute. I take a break. I think. You know what I mean? A lot of times I probably just get some rest. I sleep. Um, yeah, and just take as much time as I need in order for me to get back to where I need to be. For the most part, I'm a person that I don't really allow a lot of people in anyway. So I always
Oh.
keep myself in a safe space where, I don't have to worry about people knocking me off my square. So with that being said, it's like, what I mean, it's really hard for me to get in that space, because it's this wall that I pretty much built where, I just keep myself safe from anything that I feel can put me in a space where I feel like things is getting too chaotic.
Okay, makes
So
sense. And I
yeah.
guess that should also reflect even in terms of how you approach your content, because you'll need to want to get into that space that puts you in a very as much as you're not willing to push those boundaries on topics, but you
Mm-hmm.
also I guess you also get to a place where you also like you also respect certain things and certain values you have that you'll never really want to you'll not want them to have them swayed when it comes to the content.
Right.
And that becomes my second last question in terms of content. Last in the last 3 months, you've witnessed like exponential growth. I think your channel has like gone like over 20 times plus where it was, because you are trying to get to 100. You actually starting to get into that space where you could start doing live streams, and now you are literally at over 1K and still growing. I think you'll be at 2K before, like, God knows, even before the end of next month. um what is that one thing, there's something you learn in growth? And for me, I remember, for me, one of the things people always ask me is, what do you miss about the growth stages of YouTube? And for me, it's like, I miss the days I used to know everybody on my channel. Like, I miss those days. I miss those days I used to know everyone. I knew I only had like, I think I used to have 230 subscribers, and I kind of knew like 180 of them, because 100 of them were my classmates from high school. The others are a few family members, people from church. I kind of knew everybody was connected to my channel.
Mhm.
But boom, you fast forward, the channel grows, it takes a whole different trajectory. I was never ready for that. So I always miss that particular moment. What is that one thing for you as a content creator, looking at your journey so far in the last 3 months? What is that one truth that you've discovered in this space that nobody warned you about? Even kids
Um,
from J probably don't even give you that warning, but now you're like, yikes, you're scratching your head. Is like, you've literally surpassed your first channel, by the way. Uh,
right.
but yes, so in a span of less than 3 months, you probably never even imagined it possible.
In
But what is
facts.
that one thing that nobody like warned you about this growth?
The stagnant that you get at a certain point. Like when I first got onto this new YouTube channel,
Mm.
like I was growing so fast. Like I was able to make a goal of every week I'm gonna get 100 subscribers. So every week I was gaining 100 subscribers until I hit about 400 or 500 subs, and then things started slowing down tremendously.
I remember that period.
I was
The
like,
plateau.
whoa. And it goes back into the whole space of like you start connecting with everybody. It's like it's to the point where I started feeling like it was no more people on YouTube. I'm like, yo, where is all the new people at? Because I can't find them. Like it was so easy to find them in the beginning, but then as I started growing, it just was like, what's going on here? So
Yeah.
that was the thing. Like I miss the continuous growing. I was like, even though like I know I'm still growing as fast as I am, but it wasn't that feeling of getting 100 subscribers a week and really tapping in with everybody. Like that was a feeling. I was like, oh man, I could do this every week. And then when it stopped, it was like a hit in the stomach. I'm like, oh man, it's crazy. So that's that.
I like that. And then greetings from shout out from Couples Therapy, the good, bad, and unmedicated. Thanks so much for coming through. Couples, welcome, welcome. We're having a multi-stream here. So I'm speaking to Stash today. And we're just about to finish the stream with him before we release him. It's been over 2 hours, and I'm trying to be cognizant of also the time. I like that because it can get into that it can get into that headspace of like I'm getting 100 people per week. So if I project in the next 1 month, you even
Right.
start making
Yep.
projections, right?
Yep. And then them goals wasn't being met. I'm like, oh man, what's going on here? That's a fact. You start asking people, yo, shout me out, yo. I'm trying to get to this place by Friday.
You
Like,
know,
so it's for real. Yep.
yeah. And
That's a
then
fact.
then it stagnates. It's a very normal feeling. Don't even be like Eric is laughing at you like crazy because we've
Nah,
all
for real.
done this, guys. There are days nothing is even going up, like zero, like
Mhm.
not even one. And you're
Yeah,
like, what is happening? Yeah, what is happening? So it even happens. Trust me, even on this other side, I can tell you it
for
happens.
real.
It happens. Um, the last thing will be, you remember the younger self, because you told us about Stash Cash and how you got that name, when you're in elementary.
Mhm.
If your younger self was to hear welcome to the vibes today, what do you
Mhm.
think you'd say? That younger version of Stash Cash in elementary school, just trying to figure out life and whatnot. If they were to hear your channel today, if they were to hear your podcast, Welcome to the Vibes, what do you think he'd say?
He'd probably be like, yo, what? Like, what are you talking about? Welcome to the what? And get out of here. My younger self probably would have been like, get out of here, old man, with that welcome to the vibe stuff. And then I'd be looking at myself like, get out of here for after. Like I could see myself clowning myself as a younger kid. For real.
All right. Would you say like do you find those moments of growth on YouTube, even just personal growth, like self growth? Like for me, one of the things that I would admit, I've always been very vocal about this is like a space like YouTube. There's a way it makes you more expressive. Like it made me more expressive. I never used to be one person who used to express myself a lot because
Mhm.
I used to like close myself to the world. I used to mind my business, read my books, do the work, deal with a lot of paper because that is what I do on a day-to-day basis. So, but a place like this, it really opens you up, because for you to interact with the community, you have to be open to the community. So,
Right.
would you say, like, what are those elements of personal growth that you see in yourself that could have only been made possible through content creation, through interacting with the community, through doing all these things that you're doing on the space?
Um, Definitely being more like open-minded. Um, and just understanding that, you know, everything one is like, how can I say it? Like, in order for me to get to where I want to be, I can't be so closed-minded when it comes to certain things. And I say that to say, when I first started this channel, it was a lot of people that I didn't really care for their content. Like, it was just I used to say like, oh,
Mm,
their content is boring. Like, I don't want to watch their content because their content is boring, right?
yeah,
But then as I tap in and I get to know the people, and I know, you know, who she is or who he is, and I'm tapping in with them, the person, it made me be more open-minded, because it's like, you know what? I rock with this person so much. Let me go check out their channel, because it's like, if you this cool in person, you know what I mean? Like, now that I got more of an understanding of who you are, you feel me?
yeah.
Just by me being open-minded, I'm actually looking forward to seeing what it is your content is about. And then when I go to their content and I look at it and I listen to it, it be dope. Like, they content actually be amazing content. Where I feel like if I didn't have the open mind that I have, and I was just like, oh, this person content just don't look like this, or it sound like this, and it's just like whatever, I probably would have, you know, missed it. You know what I'm saying? So just having an open mind, you know what I mean, and understand that even though, you know, people content may not be relatable to you, it's always something you can take from it, you know? So yeah.
Absolutely. There's always something you can take from it, and in any case, it's the community that that are helping you grow. And that it's there's somebody who came here on the live stream and talked about edifying ourselves,
Mhm.
and sometimes through just appreciating the diversity in terms of the kind of content
Yes.
people do.
Mhm.
We're getting bonus questions here. What advice will both of you, Goga and Stash, give for future advice or for personal growth for 10 years from now, hypothetically, or we live in the present and know not what the future will be? Oof.
So wait, so
Over to you.
what you mean? Like,
Okay.
what we answering here?
Yeah. So she wants to know, like, future advice for personal growth for 10 years from now. That's oof.
I mean, like, the best advice I would give is just, you know, continue to do what it is you doing. You know what I mean? And take the advice that you are seeking for. Like, for me personally, like, if I was to ask myself that question, because I know what it is I want, I know where it is I want to go. So I would just tell myself to keep doing what I'm doing. We don't know what the future holds. You know what I'm saying? But while you keep doing what you're doing, be open-minded and be ready to elevate. You feel me? If technology happens to change, make sure you are in tune enough to understand that, okay, it's time to step it up, because, you know, things is going into a different gear. But in the meantime, you continue doing what you do. You continue to keep growing. You continue to keep building. You continue
Mm,
to keep working on what it is you need to work on to make your content great. You know what I'm saying? And as long as you on point with what it is you do, people is gonna recognize that as well, and you ain't gonna ever be out the loop.
I like that. I like. I think I would associate myself with what Stash has said, and for me, it's just my only piece of advice always, like, just keep learning and embracing change,
Mm-hmm.
because I always say, I mean, there's that quote that they always say that nine, 90% of the things you're worried about today, they're not going to be relevant in the next, like, in the next, like, 3 months.
Right.
You'll have totally moved on to something else.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and the first time I ever heard of that statement, I was like, nah, I'll still be worried about it. So I said, let me experiment. Let me experiment. So I decided to journal it down, including my thoughts on what bothers me on a particular day.
Right.
Let me it did not even take it did not even take 3 months. I think it's barely like 2 months I'd even forgotten about that thing that was bothering me. So you can imagine 10 years. 10 years will be in a very totally different headspace. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
I will not be on YouTube. Maybe I'll have moved on to other things. Maybe I would have embraced something else. Maybe the channel will have become like a conglomerate with other sub channels, and I'm just like sitting at the headquarters, and I have people who are managing the channel or something like that. Maybe, just maybe.
Right.
So I would tell people embrace change, because it's definitely inevitable. And sometimes change does not happen like in years. Change happens just in months, in weeks. So embrace that particular change, and always realize that you're not going to be the same person every different time. You're also growing, you're evolving. Life circumstances are changing around your space. Life is always happening. Life is always happening around you. So how you adjust to these changes around you, I think is going to make you it's going to decide and determine a lot in terms of your personal growth on how you embrace the change. But above all, as Tash said, keep learning, keep learning. Things are changing like crazy. Let me tell you, the last 1 month, YouTube has thrown on me like I don't know how many features. I'm still trying to figure them out. Just just here on YouTube alone, I have to figure out, okay, why are you giving me this? What am I supposed to do with it? Okay, what is this again? I can't even understand. I can't even keep up. I'm like, you need to like stagger these things. They used to come like once every 3 months or things like that. Now they're coming like every week. You have a new feature on the channel and you have to figure it out. So I think
Right.
keep learning, keep scratching the surface just to find out what is underneath. Because I think when you're open to learn, it also makes you, and when you have the humility to learn, I think it also makes you like just become a better person generally. So I think that's what I would say in terms of personal growth. Keep learning, but also embrace the changes. And sometimes changes happen in bits,
Yep.
not like in a very huge timeline, but even in bits, you'll be able to see the change. All right. So, Stash, I think this has been a good conversation. Unless there's anything you feel like you wanted to like point out before we give you the moment to do a sign off on a solo layout.
Mm.
But I'm so proud of the work you're doing over at Stash Cash YouTube. I see. David, leave me alone. David, leave me. We are finished. David. We are leaving the conversation on a positive note. You can't be bringing this drama at the end of the live stream. We've been doing so well. You did not win the Okra war. Stash had no idea what even Okra is. So he has the fact that he does not know it, it means nobody has won. It's a tie. It's like it's a gray area. Because I know Stash is going to look up what Okra is after this just to figure out. And then he may probably try it at some point and then he will give his verdict. So Stash, do we agree that maybe you'll pop in on one Sunday service, even if there's another guest, maybe after they leave, and you tell us that you tried okra, maybe even in 2 months,
Of course.
so that
I wouldn't
so
mind.
that we can settle our war with David. Even in 2 months or something, just come up and say, Goga, I tried that okra thing and this is my verdict. So you either tell me whether you liked it or you did not like it. So based on that, we will not judge you. We will just take the answer and we will go back to our war with David based on your answer.
I got it. I got you. I got you.
David, David, that is a better compromise. So Stash is going to try out okra, and then we will come back to the Sunday service in the next 1.5 months or 2 months. He will just jump on the panel and give us an answer. Based on his answer, we will know how we are going to go ahead with this war. So nobody has won for now. He's going to experiment. The man is going to experiment, and then he'll get back to us. He's going to experiment. Oh my goodness. Anyway, what did I say? Yeah, so before we give Stash a chance to just sign out, in case there's any burning question on the chat, please feel free to ask. If you haven't connected to him on his live stream, get out real quick before we end the live stream on the other side, because as soon as Stash signs out, we're going to end his live stream. And then, of course, you come back here for the affirmation, and then we can raid somebody. So my moderator tried to get me the raid command, stash and Goga raid or something like that. Purple and green heart somewhere in there for the raid, and then we'll see we are going to raid. Right. So I will give. I don't see any question coming in. I think everybody is satisfied, and I see the comments are satisfactory at this particular point. So I'm going to give Stash a chance to just like wrap up the conversation, put him on so out to do that, and then we'll be able to release him. Okay.
Yeah, so like
Okay.
I said, shout outs to everybody in the chat. I appreciate everybody who
Sorry.
was tuned in and who rocked out with us for the past 2 hours and 30 minutes. Y'all are really the real MVPs. Whoever didn't do so already, please make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. And when you do, please leave a comment so I can be able to connect back with you. You know what I'm saying? I connect back to everybody who's subscribed to me. It's no exception. So just, you know what I mean, if you did go to my channel and you subscribe to my channel, please just leave a comment so I can make sure I tap back in with you. Shout outs to all my mods who was holding it down for me on my behalf, because you know it was a lot going on for me with the interview. So shout outs to all my mods. I appreciate y'all. And also thank you to Goga for having me here on Sunday service. This is an amazing experience. You have an amazing community, and I definitely look forward to seeing you again in a month and a half to tell you if I like okra or not.
I like the silence. This is the affirmation, guys. This is the affirmation. The real flex is how many lives you can positively impact. It is not about cars, clothes, or clout. Influence means nothing if it's not helping somebody grow. The legacy you leave won't be measured by what you had, but by who you helped. Real power is when your presence inspires action, when your story sparks change, when your content, someone type content, when your content shifts someone's mindset and helps them unlock a new level. You want to be remembered? Make people feel seen. Make people feel heard. Share what you've learned. Lift others as you climb. The impact you make on others will outlive every material thing you chase. That's the difference between popularity and purpose. You are not just called to win. You are called to lead. And real leaders build more leaders. That's the flex.